Welcome everyone! In this video, we are going to be diving into my top 3 best teams for the Great League Remix. Now, at the time of recording this video, the Great League Remix is set to drop later on today alongside the Open Great League. And there's been a little bit of a shift in the meta, guys. There's a large steel trash can known as Registeel that somehow slipped through the cracks. I don't know how that happened, but it is a fact here and now. So we're going to get you prepared for the Great League Remix for those of you interested in playing with my 3 best teams to bring to the Great League Remix, guys. I mean, rankings are back. So you want to get the thing started right with some strong teams that'll help you accomplish whatever goal you may have for Season 11 of Pokemon Go. So guys, without further ado, let's have a look at team number 1. All right, guys, here we go. Team number 1. And it is a powerful team for the Great League Remix. And it leads with Frostlass on the lead, Lickitung on the safe swap, and Mandibuzz in the back on team number 1. This is a very powerful team for the Great League Remix, as Frostlass is a force to be reckoned with, particularly in the specialty cups like the Great League Remix. Frostlass rules the roost when it comes to these specialty cups. And, yeah, quite the powerful team, guys. This is one that I'm definitely excited to give a try in the Great League Remix. Let's have a look at this scorecard here. And look at that, guys. You don't get much better than this for a scorecard in the Great League Remix. It is quite powerful. This is a powerful team. And I did forget, as I always do whenever I feature Lickitung in any of my top teams lists. The quick disclaimer on Lickitung is if you don't have one, guys, the best replacements for it generally are Greedent or Munchlax. So with that out of the way, team number 1 is looking to be quite strong, guys. You get a B for coverage, A for bulk, A for safety, and an A for consistency. Holy smokes, team number 1 is quite powerful in the Great League Remix. So let's have a look at these matchups here. So the one glaring weakness to team number 1, as powerful as it is with that scorecard, would be Registeel. Of course, it's going to take a team effort for Registeel. Now, Frostlass can tank a Zap Cannon, so that would be my suggestion if you encounter it on the lead. Try and get off that Shadow Ball. You will outpace to the Zap Cannon, and if you go to a CMP tie, of course, Frostlass will win that. You'll get off that chip damage, tank the Zap Cannon. It does about 64% of Frostlass health if you have a PvP optimized Frostlass, that is. So Frostlass will survive with a good bit of health before you make a play into Lickitung and look to play from there with Registeel. They will likely swap out with something that Frostlass can come back in and take out. You'll want to leave that big game matchup with some loaded energy on Frostlass because they will most likely bring back in that Registeel. You want to be able to fire off another Shadow Ball and play on from there. That's the best way to tackle Registeel on the lead with this team. And if things go awry, the Registeel will hopefully be low enough on health to where Mandibuzz can finish it off if necessary. But other than Registeel, guys, that's the biggest obstacle for team number 1. Everything else is looking to be quite good for team number 1. Nothing in the meta completely shuts out everything on this team. So it says that Frostlass has a narrow loss to Machamp. That's predicated on them landing a bait. Of course, a Rock Slide would hurt. But Frostlass can live the Rock Slide. And you really want to play out the 2-shield, I think, on something like Machamp. You may have to call some baits. It's a little rough, but that is going to be the ideal way to play it. Try and land that Avalanche. They're going to be throwing up those shields, so you are resisting the fast move pressure as well with Machamp, so you want to play that as carefully as possible. It's going to be a team effort, of course, between Frostlass and Mandibuzz. You could try and get shields down and then look to make an aggressive play into Mandibuzz. That would be the safest way to play a Machamp on the lead. It also says that Frostlass has a narrow loss to Como-O. I beg to differ, and honestly, guys, I'm not sure how many Como-Os you will see. As we all know, that is one of the rarest Pokemon you can possibly get your hands on in Pokemon Go. But if you do encounter the rare Como-O in the Great League format nonetheless on the lead, I don't think that Frostlass loses that one. I gotta beg to differ with PvPoke on this one. You are just doing too much. You're just applying too much heavy fast move pressure on Como-O. And you do outpace and win CMP tie to those hard-hitting, super effective avalanches. Como-O, I would not be worried about at all. Alolan Marowak, which is another obstacle on the lead that you will undoubtedly run into. And that is why we've got the two Pokemon in the back, mostly targeting Shadow Alolan Marowak, as Frostlass does have a pretty convincing loss to Alolan Marowak. So on that lead, it's pretty straightforward. You're safe swapping in the Lickitung and playing on from there. You've got two amazing answers to Alolan Marowak. That is why we have the two Pokemon in the back behind Frostlass on team number 1. And as you can see, guys, everything else is pretty straightforward. Frostlass is going to be winning lead a lot in the Great League Remix. And this team is about as powerful as you can get. So that is team number 1. Frostlass on the lead, Lickitung on the safe swap, and Mandibuzz in the back on team number 1. So with all that said, on team number 1, let's have a look at team number 2. All right, guys, here we go. Team number 2, another solid team for the Great League Remix, and it leads with Registeel on the lead, Cofagrigus on the safe swap, and Noctowl in the back to close the game strong. So the idea with this team is, again, those Alolan Marowak leads that we may run into in the Great League Remix. Alolan Marowak is going to be a powerhouse in this meta, so you got to have some answers to it on any team that you bring to the Great League Remix, and that is exactly what we have. So Registeel is going to have some problems with it, of course. So we've got two amazing answers to Alolan Marowak in the back on team number 2. And in the form of Cofagrigus and Noctowl. Let's have a look at the scorecard here. Not bad. Pretty solid scorecard for team number 2, guys. You get a B for coverage, an A for bulk, a B for safety, and an A for consistency. Super solid scorecard for team number 2. Let's have a look at these matchups here. Registeel is going to be pretty strong on the lead. Of course, Registeel wants nothing to do with those strong ground types like Diggersby and Whiscash. But a Pokemon like Diggersby, Registeel can absolutely fight back against. A lot of Diggersby players love to bait with that Fire Punch. You can easily tank a Fire Punch. You can even tank a Earthquake, and you do outpace to the super effective Focus Blast. The play would be to go for the Focus Blast. You'll want to shield up the first Earthquake. They will likely shield that up and then try and get off another Focus Blast on Diggersby before making a play in a Noctowl. That's how I would play Diggersby on the lead. Whiscash, you're not going to want to play it that way. You'll want to get out of there immediately in the Cofagrigus on a Whiscash lead. Try and grab some shields with the threat of the hard-hitting Shadow Ball and look to play from there. They may swap out knowing how good of a lead that they have. And if they do swap out, switch advantage would be quite important on a Whiscash lead, so I would fight as hard as you possibly can for switch advantage. That way you can align your Noctowl onto the ground type Whiscash. That's how you play the Whiscash on the lead. Ninetales on the lead. Of course, you're getting out of there just as fast as you can. That Ninetales lead, same rules apply as if you were to be faced with an Alolan Marowak. Any fire type on the lead, you're getting out of there immediately into Cofagrigus, and you're fighting hard for switch advantage. Switch advantage is quite important on the fire leads. So that's how I would play Ninetales. The fighters, of course, you're getting out of there on. Something like a Machamp. You could actually safe swap into Noctowl. Noctowl has enough broad coverage on the meta to either grab a shield advantage or flip switch for you, depending on what they swap in onto you. And the same goes for Como-O. It's a little different. You can definitely tank a close combat from Como-O, and they will likely give you switch advantage after landing that. So it might be worthwhile to stay in there and try and play that out with the Como-O and see what they're looking to do. They may even try and build to the back-to-back. All the while, they will have to throw up a shield for the Focus Blast. Como-O does not comfortably tank a Focus Blast in the Great League, but again, that's going to be an extremely rare circumstance. It is not likely that you'll run into a Como-O in the Great League, as it is one of the rarest Pokemons in the game, as we all know by now. But those are the main obstacles for team number 2. Cofagrigus could be a bit problematic. Registeel does have a narrow loss, but you can fire off those hard-hitting Zap Cannons. And after the first one, Registeel can comfortably tank a Shadow Ball from Cofagrigus, no problem. The way I would play something like that on the lead is try and get off of that Zap Cannon. You will have to eat a Shadow Ball in the process, but getting off that debuff is key before making a play into your own Cofagrigus for the mirror matchup. But other than that, fighters and fire types, you're getting out of there immediately into your safe swap, and you're going to look to fight for switch advantage. Cofagrigus is quite good at flipping switch for you. And that is team number 2. Very solid team for team number 2. Very strong team. And that is Registeel on the lead, Cofagrigus on the safe swap, and Noctowl in the back to close it strong. So with all that said, that is team number 2. Let's hop into team number 3. All right, guys, last but certainly not least, team number 3. Another very powerful team for the Great League Remix. And it leads with Mandibuzz on the lead, Vigoroth on the safe swap, and Whiscash in the back on team number 3. Very strong team for the Great League Remix. Mandibuzz on the lead is a very powerful lead option in the Great League Remix. And you've got some answers for the number 1 target for Mandibuzz, or the Pokemon that Mandibuzz doesn't necessarily like in this meta, and that is Registeel. So 2 amazing answers for a Registeel on the lead for Mandibuzz. Very powerful team for team number 3. Let's have a look at this scorecard here. Not bad, guys. Another solid scorecard for team number 3. In the Great League Remix, you get a B for coverage, A for bulk, a B for safety, and an A for consistency. Another super solid scorecard for team number 3 for the Great League Remix. Let's have a look at these matchups here, guys. Mandibuzz on the lead, of course. Again, you want to have some answers for Registeel, as Mandibuzz does have a very narrow loss to Registeel on the lead. Of course, with its immense bulk, it can easily tank a Zap Cannon, but having 2 solid answers to it on the lead, you'll want to probably get out of there as immediately. That's an immediate swap into Vigoroth, and you're looking to play from there. The idea is to draw out something like a fighter, of course. If they have it, they will meet Vigoroth with the fighter, and Mandibuzz can come back in and take out the fighter, as Whiscash doesn't really like the counter users in this meta. So that's how you address Registeel on the lead. You got 2 amazing answers to it, so no need staying in on those. Some other concerns that you may want to have, of course, is Frostlass. Now, Mandibuzz, of course, being a dark type, can absolutely fight back against Frostlass with the threat of the super effective foul play, and you will want to be running Snarl in the Great League Remix. You, of course, are doing super effective damage with that Snarl fast move pressure, and Mandibuzz can comfortably tank a hard-hitting Avalanche from Frostlass, so I would actually stay in there, play that out a little bit, soften up that Frostlass. maybe grab a shield if you can before making a play into Vigoroth. Grabbing a shield would be key because then you can set up that big bulldoze from Vigoroth, and you have excellent bait potential with Vigoroth as well. And it is good to know that if things go awry and you don't get the proper alignment on the Frostlass lead, Whiscash can put in the work on Frostlass as well. The key is to try and either pressure that health with the threat of the super effective foul play or grab a shield advantage with Mandibuzz. That's how you play Frostlass on the lead. And you would play it similarly with Abomasnow if you happen to run into Abomasnow. Of course, it is a little bit of a different dynamic with Abomasnow, as it can be quite spammy with Powder Snow and Weather Ball. But again, Mandibuzz is immensely bulky, or has immense bulk, I should say, in the Great League Remix. So again, I would play that similarly. Try and pressure health or shields with the foul play before making a play into Vigoroth. And that's about it. But guys, can you see these, the wins for Mandibuzz on the lead? This is insane, guys. Team number 3 is looking to be quite powerful, for the Great League Remix. And that scorecard does back it up, guys. Super solid scorecard for team number 3. And that is Mandibuzz on the lead, Vigoroth on the safe swap, and Whiscash in the back, guys. And that about wraps it up for my top 3 best teams for the Great League Remix. Should be a lot of fun. Great League Remix is always a fun time. And we've got a fresh start with Season 11. We can kick it off with some fun in the Great League Remix. For those of you that choose to play, wanted to give you some solid teams to start things off on the right foot for Season 11 of Pokemon Go. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.